One of the country's foremost cooking teachers, the operator of the best cooking school in San Francisco. Good Day Pittsburgh is going to turn the entire half hour today over to Jack Lario, so don't go away.
Good morning and welcome to Good Day Pittsburgh with Eleanor Schano and Tom Peterson with news.
Good morning, everyone. It's April 18th, 1979, a beautiful Wednesday here in Pittsburgh, and we're going to do some beautiful, beautiful dessert things right here in the kitchen. We're going to meet Jack Lario in just a couple of minutes, but right now we're going to check in with Tom Peterson. He's all ready with the mid-morning news update. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Eleanor, and good morning, everyone. A major traffic tie-up occurred this morning on the Parkway East. A flatbed tractor-trailer loaded with sheets of masonite struck a huge cement guardrail shortly after coming out of the Fort Pitt tunnels on the Pitt Bridge ramp. The driver of the truck was trapped in the cab of his rig for some time as paramedics worked feverishly to extricate him from the wreckage. It took some 3 hours to get that as yet unidentified man out of the wreckage. Police had to close down that section of the parkway. The cab of the truck had been hanging over the edge of the Fort Pitt Bridge. The man is reported to be in critical condition at a local hospital this morning. A 67-year-old man, Lester Barnhart of West Mifflin, was killed this morning when fire swept a two-story frame home in West Mifflin. Barnhart's body was found in the basement of that house. The home is owned by Pete Vilsack. Neither he nor his wife were injured in the fire. The cause of the blaze is as yet undetermined. The steel hauler strike is beginning to hurt the steel industry locally. National Steel and others have said that unless the strike ends shortly, layoffs will be imminent. National Steel says its steel stockpiles are piling up and there's no place to put any more. Meanwhile, the local 800 members are ignoring the orders of the Teamsters International to return to their jobs. The steel haulers strike has spread now to a 5-state area. Senator Richard Schweiker says he will introduce legislation that will require key nuclear plant personnel to be certified by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Meanwhile, the chief counsel for General Public Utilities Corporation says the firm's subsidiary, Metropolitan Edison, would face bankruptcy in a matter of days if it is not granted a rate increase. The company wants to pass most of that cost of that nuclear accident onto its customers. The PUC of Pennsylvania began a hearing into that request yesterday. Scientists, meanwhile, are attempting to learn how large amounts of cancer-causing radioactive iodine escaped into the atmosphere on Monday from the 3 Mile Island nuclear power facility. County Controller Jack Lynch says he wants the private morgue records of Dr. Cyril Wecht in his office by 10 o'clock Friday morning. Lynch was acting after the state Supreme Court yesterday denied Mr. Wecht's appeal of an order directing him to turn over the morgue financial records. Wecht says he won't do it, though, at least not until he gets a ruling from the Commonwealth Court, to which he also appealed that case. The city of Pittsburgh will be the financial go-between to get the Thornburg Bridge project off dead center. Mayor Richard Caligiuri says the city will advance PennDOT $700,000, with which it will be eligible to receive $3.5 million in federal funding for a new bridge, hopefully to be completed in late 1980. The old Thornburg Bridge was closed earlier this year because of its deteriorating condition. Israeli-backed Christian militiamen shelled an advancing column of Lebanese army regulars in southern Lebanon this morning, defying an American-initiated compromise to ease tension in that area. Egyptian President Anwar Sadat has told visiting American trade leaders and lawmakers that his country is in bad need of Western aid. He says Egypt's problems have been aggravated by Arab world economic sanctions. Vietnam and China opened their long-awaited peace talks today. Hanoi proposed creation of a demilitarized zone to prevent further fighting on their joint frontier. There was no immediate indication of a Chinese response. The remnants of Idi Amin's tattered army went on a rampage of revenge killings in eastern Uganda this morning, shooting hundreds of civilians and government officials. The new government is rushing troops to the scene of that slaughter. In sport,
for them. Actually, the game shouldn't be all that shocking or disappointing. For openers, the Bruins were a well-rested team, part of the reward for winning their division. Secondly, they were a hungry hockey team, just waiting for anyone to enter their lair. I'm sure they were glad that the Penguins had to extend themselves to a third game against Buffalo and into overtime to boot. The Pens, no doubt, were still thinking about George Ferguson's willowy figure skating in on Buffalo's Bob Sauvé. And the Bruins were ready to pounce on the foggy Penguins, who still had visions of sugar plums and overtime goals dancing in their heads. But now that it is over with, now that the Bruins have stuck a pin in the Penguin balloon, it's time to get down to business. While the Pens have neither the talent nor the muscle to match the Bruins, they can match them in hard work. And hard work will tell the winner of this series. And with a couple of lucky bounces, a couple of good nights for Denny Herron, a couple of bad ones for Jerry Cheevers, well, it could happen. I'm not saying it will, but it could. And when you're facing the odds the Penguins are facing, a possibility is really all you can hope for. For Good Day Pittsburgh, this is Stan Sabrin.
That's news and sports. Thanks very much for being with us. Now back to Eleanor.
Don't go away, Tom. If you packed your peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch, we will have a fantastic dessert for you. We promised you Jack Lario, and here he is in the living room. We're going to chat just briefly because Jack has a lot of work to do in the kitchen. Jack, welcome to Good Day Pittsburgh, and how did you get into the cooking teaching business?
I got into teaching. I was a school teacher teaching French and Spanish, and I was a cook. I used to like to entertain a great deal. And one day, one summer, I needed to go study some French, and I went to a cooking school. Instead of going to the Sorbonne and studying literature, I decided to study some cooking. And when I came home that year, I had the idea of maybe it was a new direction that I should go in, and I did. And that was 10 years ago.
Actually, Jack, you can be a great cook and not a great teacher, so that is an art in itself. You were a language major in college. You have so many talents. He sings, he dances, he's a musician, and you operate one of the finest cooking schools in the country. Is there a secret in teaching and in getting your information across to your students? But you make them do some of the work, don't you?
Oh, yes, although I do both kinds of classes. I think a teacher is kind of a disposition. If you really want to show people how to do what you can do, you're good at it. You like to do it and you do it. You have to want to do that, though. If you want to show off and show people how well you cook, it's one thing. But if you actually want them to be able to go home and do these things, it's a different approach.
Who are your students?
Ladies, men, working people, doctors' wives, stockbrokers, a little bit of everything. Younger than I would have at first thought. I recall when I started, I thought I would have women whose children had all grown up, and now at last they have a chance to cook. But that's not the way it runs. Many more of them are young and who have young children.
And surprisingly, I'm sure that you find that you are getting more and more men all the time, too. I'm going to find out how good a teacher you are, because we're going to take a break, and we're going to go over into the kitchen, and you are going to make a marvelous dessert for us, and maybe you're going to teach me a few things. We'll be right back.
He was relentless in his work, often going hours without sleep. And then, 100 years ago, in 1879, he succeeded. Thomas Alva Edison perfected the incandescent lamp and brought the world into light. It happened here, in Edison's Menlo Park laboratory. This historic site has been preserved in its entirety for you to see. You can stand in the very room Edison once stood in. You will see, as he did so many years ago, the invention that altered the course of human history. At the Menlo Park Laboratory in Greenfield Village, you and your family will move back into time. Greenfield Village and Henry Ford Museum, celebrating 50 years of preserving America's heritage in Dearborn, Michigan.
What a treat it is to be in the kitchen with the best cooking teacher in the country. Jack Lario, what are you going to make for us today?
I'm going to do a vacherin, a frozen meringue dessert, an ice cream dessert. I'm going to give you an idea. This is a coffee tin, which you may have realized, and I've got a paper towel filled with some warm water, and I'm going to hope to unmold this. I took the bottoms out.
Okay, here,
In
let
other
me
words, you
hold
take
this
a
in.
can opener. And thank you. Oops, it's drippy a little. This is a
coffee
this
tin is a good thing to use for a mold, huh?
how about that?
Oh, now there's right off the bat, a secret that I never would have thought of that.
That's a 3-pound coffee tin. I just want to give you a feeling of what we're doing here. There's a meringue layer, this kind of thing, down on the bottom of this. Then there's some vanilla ice cream packed on top and some raspberry ice packed on top of the vanilla. So we have meringue, vanilla, raspberry. We're going to decorate it with whipped cream, put some of these things in the sides like this a little later.
What are
all
those
around.
things?
These things are things that we're going to make right now, as a matter of fact.
What are they called?
They are called meringues.
Oh,
They are
okay.
a variation of meringue.
Okay.
And a strawberry for the top. We're going to put a pretty strawberry on the top.
Okay.
Now, right now, I'm going to put this back here. And we are going to make some meringues.
You know, I've never made a meringue in my life.
Well, you are going to make
So
one right now.
Take me through the steps slowly, Jack.
Okay.
Are they tough to make?
I will be gentle.
Okay. You have egg whites in there, right?
In this bowl, there are 4 egg whites and 4 tablespoons of sugar. And this meringue has been beating for a while. It's been beating for, I'd say, about 15 minutes at a low speed. And it has now just gotten stiff. And here is 6 tablespoons of sugar.
All right.
And when the meringue is stiff, and let me show you what it looks like when it's stiff. It looks like that, see?
You use stainless steel. Is that the best utensil
That's because when you buy this machine, this comes with it, I
so
guess.
it doesn't really matter. Okay. All right. You're honest
That's a
anyway,
good
because
question,
you could have said, look, it's better to use stainless steel. It doesn't really matter. All right.
Actually,
the sugar's not already in there.
There's some, but some in meringues generally, that's 6 tablespoons going in.
Okay.
In meringues generally.
Oh, when you're the best cooking teacher in the country, you just go like this, see?
Oh, that's terrible. All right, just beat that in quickly here. Here goes some powdered sugar. This is 1 1/4 cups.
Why are you using both powdered sugar and granular?
Because that's the way the recipe is.
Oh, when you're such a good cook, do you use a cookbook? I mean, do you follow a recipe?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you? Okay. Because I've seen people just throw a pinch of this and a little bit of that. But you follow.
I may never get this off again.
I know.
I really don't need to, so we'll just get this out of here like this.
Watch your fingers.
I don't have a towel.
Here's you do, right
Okay.
here.
Oh, marvelous.
Right here. I mean, I knew there was some reason why I came to work today.
All right, you're going to do some work right now. Here, I want to show you how to fold. This is critical in many dishes. With your left hand, you turn. Wait a second, wait.
She doesn't know her,
Watch
right?
first. With your left hand, you turn. With your right hand, you're going dead center up the left-hand side of the bowl. It's like this, like that. Okay, give it a try.
Which way do I turn?
Towards you like that.
Jack, I have never been terribly
very good,
coordinated.
actually.
Why is it
That's
so
very good.
important to do it
Well, because
this
if you
way?
do it wrong, all the air comes out of that, and then you, instead of having
Okay.
something light and lovely, you have something.
All right,
You have
you
a
turn your... Okay.
You've done this before. You're doing
No,
very
I've
well.
never done this before.
I don't understand.
All right, now, while I continue
That
to
may be the
fold the
reason.
sugar into the egg whites, Jack, we're going to go out to Hollywood. You know where Hollywood is, out near where you live. There's a woman out there. Her name is Tony Holt, and she checks in with us every day. And she's full. As a matter of fact, maybe today she's going to tell us something about Jack Lario.
Hey, quick, before...
News, this is Tony Holt in Hollywood. Young Michael Jackson wasn't just fooling around when he dressed up like Charlie Chaplin while visiting the late comic's birthplace in London. The hot teen idol and his brothers, the Jackson 5, are seriously trying to buy the rights to Chaplin's life story so they can make a big musical hit of it in 1980, and there should be plenty of parts to go round since Chaplin had a huge family, too. Hervé Villechaize will not be left high and dry financially when his hit Fantasy Island series goes off the tube. He's formed a company with 4 partners who already own one of the most popular restaurants on the beach here in California, plus a large travel agency, which makes Hervé a little big man in the business world, too. Sean Cassidy isn't even faintly modest about his debut as a dramatic actor in the TV movie A Very Special Love. He's telling everybody he expects an Emmy nomination for his portrayal of a young man afflicted with mild mental retardation, and he may be right. And still on Sean, he's abandoned his role as one of Hollywood's top party boys. He's now entertaining pals in private with poker games at home. He reasons photographers make life miserable when he goes out, but others say future wife Ann Pennington is very jealous of Sean's popularity with the girls. Despite all the raging rumors, Sammy Davis Jr. denies vehemently he's got a fixation about germs and cleanliness like the late Howard Hughes. My spies report he bathes with 5 different kinds of soaps, and that's one fetish maybe only Gene Peters knows about. In Hollywood, this is Tony Holt.
Here's the big one. It's Sanford & Son, tonight at 6:30.
Lamont, I'm not married. I still got to sow some wild oats.
Pop, at your age, you ain't got no wild oats. You got shredded wheat.
Tried one time. What's that?
That's Chinese crippler.
Oh, I ain't gonna eat that. That stuff will kill you. $3 for 2 drinks. We could have got a half a case of Muscatel for $3.
Laughs from America's favorite junkyard. It's Sanford & Son, tonight at 6:30 on TV 53. Tonight at 11:30, Rod Serling brings you his mysterious Night Gallery.
They're dead.
A collection of terror on Rod Serling's Night Gallery, tonight at 11:30 on TV 53.
I'm tired of this.
Okay, we're here in the kitchen with Jack Lario, who's showing us how to make a marvelous meringue dessert. When we left you, Jack was showing me how to fold the sugar into the egg whites. I did it very successfully, he said. I passed on that, and then we put it in
Indeed, it's absolutely true.
the pastry bag.
Okay. We have, the meringue is now in the pastry bag with a plain tip. It's a number 6, about 1/2 inch hole, plain tip.
Okay. Oh, this
And
is
we're
the part
very quickly
I
now
love to watch.
going to make
You want this here?
one of these. Let's do that first because this is harder. And then we'll save the fun part for a second.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to do one, then you're going to do one, all right? I have drawn 2 6-inch circles here, and this is what we're going to do.
Jack, isn't that... Oh, I have always wondered how they do this. By the way, while Jack is showing you what he's doing, I'm going to tell you that Jack is in Pittsburgh because he's conducting cooking classes at the Classic Cook. The Classic Cook is in Station Square. And if you want to sign up for one of his classes, I have a phone number. I have it written down right here, 261-9196, and some very nice people over at the Classic Cook, right?
Right.
See, I was just delaying. I didn't want to have to
Good.
do my part. Now, where do I start,
Start in the
Jack?
middle and start a corkscrew thing.
Okay.
Stay up in the air, that's good. Now, just kind of fall on top of each, let
I
each
see.
thing kind
Can
of
I go back and get
go
that
higher
empty?
higher up, there you go. You're doing very well. Did you know that
First
the
time
Classic
ever.
Cook, up in the air, up, there you go.
Okay.
The Classic Cook was the former Ritter's Diner.
That's right, down at
From
Station
Shady Lane, what do you call
Square,
it?
Shady Side.
Shady Side.
Yes, yes.
Up, there you go.
Okay. This is like almost like finger painting.
Stop, that's great.
Okay, can I go back and fill in that empty spot?
You don't need to, but let me show you what the next thing we're doing.
Okay, can I just put this down here?
Actually, you know what will happen when the meringue expands? It'll fill itself in.
Oh, okay. See, I'd left a little bare
Now
spot.
we have to
in
make some of those ovals, look, like this. Oops.
Here.
All right, just to make that stick a little well.
there. Are you sure that's
Do
not
that.
Elmer's glue?
Now that's not a very pretty one. This will be better. That's what we're doing. All right, I will make 4, and you make 4. Okay. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
really
the
all
Ritter's,
there is to making.
oh.
Oh, mine is a
Wait
little
a minute,
skinny, isn't
something's
he?
happening here. All right, a little bit more of an angle this way. May I, Eleanor?
All right.
No, wait a minute. Up. Up and down. Wait a second. Let me show you again. I'm sorry.
No, you have no wonder you're such a good teacher. How patient you are.
The angle is important. See, you can't, if you go like this, it doesn't work. It's got to be about almost up it straight, but not quite. And then squeeze, see, and you can make it get fatter.
Oh,
you can go
okay.
slow.
Okay.
All right, now try one.
Where do you buy these pastry bags?
Closer to the sheet, closer to the sheet. Wait, stop squeezing.
Oh, no, this is sort of cute. Now, come on, Jack. Who said it has to be? Now, look, come on, take a choice. I mean, now mine is not bad. It looks a little bit like Italian
You've
bread.
got to go more slowly. You've got too much enthusiasm. Now, stop, wait. Closer to the sheet.
Okay.
And more, remember the angle? All right, now
up.
squeeze, squeeze. There you go. Now move back. Closer, stay close, stay close, stay close. All right.
Okay.
That's a little better. Closer to the sheet, closer to the sheet, closer to the sheet. That means closer to the sheet. Well, they have a lot of character there, Eleanor.
They do. Oh, this is my
Yours
very
is marvelous.
favorite.
It looks like one of those funny rules. Now we have about 2 minutes to get something together here.
Okay, now.
When these meringues are dried in the oven, you very carefully do that, and it fits right down into the bottom
How
of the
long do you
coffee
bake
tin.
the meringues, Jack?
About an hour at 200 degrees. So the fat meringue is socked down in the middle. Then you take some vanilla ice cream and very casually, with your rubber spatula, put it.
Or if you don't have a rubber spatula handy.
I don't see the spatula. Make a very neat. It's cold.
Okay. Here, Jack. Here, a spatula.
Oh,
Spatula.
thank you. Marvelous.
Here.
And on top of that goes, you poke all the holes out of it. On top of that goes your raspberry ice.
Okay.
Don't look at that too closely because it really isn't raspberry ice.
All right. Now, while we're putting all of this together, we're going to take a little time and go out to. When's your birthday?
Yesterday. No, Monday.
Monday. Okay.
April
we have,
16th.
now, I want you to listen very carefully because Harriet Friedlander is one of the best astrologers in the country, and she is going to, if you will listen right now, have your horoscope.
Really?
Right.
April 18th, Aries. Do what you feel is best in career or business matters today. Overlook outside influences. Taurus. Listen to some new ideas about food and nutrition. Decide if you're eating properly. Gemini. An older person may have some good advice for you today. Be willing to learn. Cancer. Share your feelings with someone who may need a different outlook. Be kind but firm. Leo. Buy cosmetics or grooming aids today. You may find some bargains in quality products. Virgo. Some recreation may be good for you now. Attend a sports event or movie. Libra. This is a good day to make some repairs in the home. Check the plumbing. Scorpio. Protect your interests where a gossipy friend is concerned. Ask for proof of his statements. Sagittarius. A highly respected person can be of help to you today. Let your needs be known. Capricorn. Use some knowledge you possess to your advantage now. Call upon your past education. Aquarius. A quiet day can give you time to do things which have been neglected. Pisces. Someone may be grateful for your help now. See a need and fill it.
WPGH TV 53 now presents Community Bulletin Board. Announcements of community events taking place in and around the tri-state. The Arts and Crafts Center of Pittsburgh is establishing a women's committee to enhance the social and educational functions at the center. Call 361-0873 for more information. The Association for Retarded Citizens of Allegheny County will hold its annual bike hike on Sunday, April 22nd. To register or for further details, call 322-8888. The renowned National Shakespeare Company is scheduled to perform A Midsummer Night's Dream at the Community College of Allegheny County Friday, April 27th at noon in the Physical Education Building. The Westview Auxiliary Post 2754 will be sponsoring a luncheon card party on Tuesday, April 24th at 12 noon. If you are a nonprofit group and would like to publicize an event, send it to Community Bulletin Board, WPGH TV, 750 Ivory Avenue, Pittsburgh, 15214.
Jack Lario, cooking teacher who is going to be
Mad
teaching
scientist.
some classes at the Classic Cook at Station Square tomorrow and the next day, right? When are the
Right,
classes?
tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow night we have some openings, Thursday evening.
Okay, and that
At the
number is
Classic Cook.
261-9196, Classics Cook.
What's the number?
261-9196.
Very good.
We are making a meringue dessert. Now, if you've been with us, you have seen what we have done with the marvelous meringue, and these are the little things that we squeezed out of the pastry bag.
They're all baked now.
Bake for 1 hour at about 200 degrees. That's very good. See, it's a very casual kind of. Would you?
I don't. Actually,
what
I
is
gave you the
this?
wrong baking times for the meringues. They should have gone in at 300
300. Okay.
for
What are you putting in there?
for an hour. This is whipped cream.
Oh, you put that in.
Would
Okay.
you hold that just for a
Sure.
second, please?
Sure. Okay, we have our ice cream. This is there's a meringue on the
Spatula.
bottom, ice cream, raspberry sherbet.
The ice cream is
And now we're going to
running all over.
decorate. Do you know Jack did the Fonz's wedding cake, right?
Yes. How did you know that?
I hear all of these
All
things.
that
You
PR
think
stuff
you're
I
in
sent you, I guess.
Pittsburgh, that's right.
Okay, I am icing this cake very quickly. It's melting with.
Well, I think we have to explain that, in a television studio, there are a lot of bright lights, a lot brighter than you would have in a kitchen, and it does melt. You should have seen the Easter Bunny when he came with his
Really?
chocolate Easter. Easter Bunny all over the place.
The Easter Bunny was here on your show.
Of course, we are very good. Santa Claus comes, the Easter Bunny, St.
Marvelous.
Patrick, and Jack Lario.
Okay, now first maybe you can help me touch these very carefully. They're very
These
delicate.
are
Just
meringues, all
plunk
right?
some
You
around
just
the
want-
outside like that.
Oh, this is fun.
Leave about 1 inch between, okay? Because we're
Jack,
gonna,
except you did leave me holding this bag.
so to
I'm-
speak.
Yeah, here, I'm going to move this around here. Oh, cannot wait to dig into this.
Can they take a picture of it so that you won't see it? It's
have
all
a
melting
picture
like
of
that.
it, and cameraman is being very careful not to take a picture of the melted
Of the
ice
melting
cream.
ice cream.
Lou's very good at that. He, I think it's away from melted ice cream.
Good.
Okay,
now
now
let me give you a demonstration, and this time really watch, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to do it on a little messy around here. We're going to go up the side like this. I'm doing it kind of backwards so they can see.
Ooh, put the whipped cream
Guess
right
what?
in.
I forgot to put the tip in.
You know, it's marvelous. That's not bad. All right, well, let's move it around
So
this
you'll
way.
have to
That
hold
is
the
now,
tip
that
up.
is how it looks without the tip. All right, now let's show them how it looks with the tip.
Okay, up like that.
Oh, that's how you get those fancies fancy.
Okay, now you have to hold the tip. All right, put that in
You
your
have to
right
hold the
hand.
tip on?
Hold the tip on.
Wait a minute, let me turn it around here so Lou can get this.
My goodness, you're naturally gifted.
With whipped cream, yes, it's. Oh, there, and you have to do a fat one through there.
Try, can they see it? Mm-hmm. Get a little closer to the cake.
Move closer to the cake,
That's
my friend. Oh, isn't this? Oh, should I go over the one that we did without the tip?
Oh,
I'll just do it.
okay.
Okay, now what are we going to do on the top?
Now we're going to go all around the top like this with a swirl, like with a spiral, 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 okay?
Okay.
Oh. Stop! Oh, my.
Wait a minute here. No, yeah, I'm not going to stop
Eleanor.
now. This is such fun.
Oh, now
You think
stop.
I'm going to stop now? I've always wanted to do this.
Oh,
Oh, look. Now, come on. Tell me,
Well, it's a
friends, is
certain
that not
charm,
pretty?
I must
Is
say.
that not pretty? And where's the strawberry?
right
Strawberry. Jack
here.
Lario, I want to thank you so
Plum.
much. We did it just in time because it's time to say good.
Thank you, you're
Listen, if I
fabulous.
give you a kiss, it's all full of whipped cream and
I'll
meringue
take
and goody
one.
stuff. Jack Lario, classic cooking classes tomorrow, the next day. Thank you so much. Oh, I
Thank
can't
you,
wait.
Eleanor.
Come on, camera, go away so we can all dig right in. Oh, my, glad this part is melting. See you tomorrow.
This has been Good Day Pittsburgh with Eleanor Schano White and Tom Peterson with news. Join us each weekday morning at 11:30 for a special blend of features and interviews on Good Day Pittsburgh.
See the latest game of the Stanley Cup playoffs as the Penguins face off against the Boston Bruins tonight at 7:30 on TV 53.
Kept his family fed, and then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly. Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Are you the type of person that has the urge to travel? Have you discovered the 9-to-5 routine just isn't for you? Maybe you'd like to eat when your stomach tells you to, not when the clock does. If you can identify with this, why not learn to drive tractor-trailer? International Training Academy is a locally based accredited school with training near the greater Pittsburgh airport. You could complete your training in as little as 3 months, train full or part-time, and use our job guidance program. For more information, call now 279-3871. That's 279-3871.
Television advertising aimed at children is under attack. Should the government step in and control commercials directed at America's youth? In the same issue of TV Guide, political writer Richard Reeves recalls the years known as the McCarthy era. Then learn why author Maya Angelou found she not only could, but had to go home again. Read a profile of actress Stockard Channing and spend a day inside the newsroom with Walter Cronkite, all in the new issue of TV Guide.
What's one of the newest developments in heart research? A sock made for the human heart. It helps cardiologists during surgery pinpoint and